Hello everyone, welcome to Pandorastarot, and of course welcome to your July readings. This is a general introduction, just like I did last month for all the signs. So, welcome each and every one of you. Please remember to check your rising and your moon sign, as I always say, as well as your sun sign, because that will give you more information of all of the energies that could be available to each and every one of you throughout the month. And of course, um, like I always say, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for spending your time with me, for sharing, liking, and subscribing. I love the community that has been, growing around this small deck of cards. So thank you so much, and let's move on to the readings.
Hello Libra. Okay, let's start with your reading. We have in the challenge position the Death card in reverse. Now, do check if you have rising or moon or sun in the sign of Taurus, because they got the same card in the same position. So, that would double the meaning. So, Death card in reverse, also in the challenge position, it talks about having difficulties to let the change happen. Let the changes evolve and let the transitions in your life happening, because what death represents, it's a transition, it's a time of transformation, it's moving from one state to another. When we have it in the reverse position, it means that you're almost trying with all your might to not let this happen. So this is actually something we have been talking about in the previous months, this thing of it does feel like we're going to start on a new path, and every month I've talked about this since the beginning of the year, every single month. And it keeps coming up because we are not moving forward. It's like we take one step forward and two steps back, so we don't allow this transition to finally happen. And I think you're finding this change a bit scary, Libra, so this is why you're holding back and trying not to let it happen. Now, in the position of another thing is that this is a reading with a lot of major arcana cards. So this means that it's a very important month, because the major arcana cards are like the steps in a staircase, so they each symbolize a step, and it's like moving up the ladder. So the moon card in the center of the reading, it's a very significant thing in terms of also this not allowing change to happen, Libra, because the moon represents being connected with our intuition, for sure, being receptive of messages such as through dreams or synchronicities, signs from the universe. But it also represents allowing some, it's like truths are coming out to the light. And, I always say the moon, it's like this veil that it's over reality, and you feel like you're seeing things as they actually are, but in reality you're not. The moon is like the full moon on a dark night. So the full moon illuminates your path, yes, but that doesn't mean there are not dark corners left that you won't be able to see. So it's an ambiguous card, regardless of whether it comes up upright or in the reverse. Now, I do feel like there are truths coming out that about this change. I think you will find out that some misconceptions you have been having about this change. And once you find out the true, you will start to ease into this transition. Now, in the position of things you won't be able to change, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone who could belong to the earth signs, so it could be Virgo, could be Taurus, or it could be a Capricorn. This is a very maternal energy, very grounded maternal energy. This is someone who knows how to nourish something, knows how to nourish the people around them. So
they bloom and blossom and they grow into magnificent beings. And this queen coming up in this position several things. First of all, I think this is the type of attitude you will have to take on, Libra, to this situation to nourish the change, so it's not so so it doesn't feel like such a shakeup. It's also a situation when you have to nourish yourself, okay? Because don't be hard on yourself because you're going through this big change, this big shift. Another thing is that this change could be related to your mother or mother figure. We have another mother figure going on here. Could be, there's a lot of maternal energy here. So it could be that there's something related to pregnancy that goes along this this thing. It could be something as simple as saying you find out you're pregnant and then you are scared, and eventually you start finding out and reading and informing yourself, and you realize there are a lot of myths and things that are not true about pregnancy and giving birth and childbirth and all of that. So it could be something as simple as that, or it could be as something as difficult as dealing with some truths coming out to the open about your mother, or your mother informing you of some things coming out about your family, and heavier type of things. So this character is going to be present, and this energy is going to be present. I don't think it's a negative thing for the majority of you, but there's a mother figure very present in this month for you, Libra. And we have in the help you're going to receive, first of all, the Magician. Magician is the master of the 4 elements, the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wands. This is someone who knows how to take his knowledge and shape it and use it in a way that he can obtain whatever he wants. He is someone who knows how to manifest the life that he wants to live. So there is empowerment, not through knowledge, in this truths coming out to the open. Libra, in this in allowing this transition to happen, you will actually empower yourself. And another thing is that next to, you had an extra card, next to the Magician we have the Empress. And this is like the higher vibration of the Queen of Coins. Usually they don't come up together. So the Empress is a card that talks about motherhood. It's about giving birth, like we talked about before. It's about not only giving birth to children, it can also be giving birth to creative projects. Okay, it's also about love. And I do feel that through this empowerment you will be able to birth new opportunities to you, for you actually, not to you, because not only the Empress is here and it pop out, and I wasn't planning on taking 2 cards for this, with the Wizard was just enough, but we have the Empress came up as well. But another thing is that as the final card we have the 7 of Cups, and 7 of Cups represents having many options available. Okay, now the thing with this card is that first of all you have to ground the options that you actually end up choosing, because this is all up in the air. Another thing is that this card could represent, sometimes it talks about lack of focus, because you have so many things that are interesting you. So be mindful that this is kind of like a gate you open. I do feel like that, like this is a door that is open, and then all this knowledge and all these opportunities they will flow to you, okay, Libra, and that could at first perhaps overwhelm you. But it's important to realize how big it is that you decide to take on this truth, no matter what it was, and you turn it into something that will give you strength, okay? Because someone who manifests the life that they want to live, it's a very powerful person. Right now, I don't think there's anyone more powerful than that, okay? So Again, allow the change to happen, Libra. That's the best thing it can happen. I know it's a scary thing, but embrace it, because it would lead to better things and far better than you actually imagine, I believe. Again, this is a card about false illusions, so be mindful of that. Don't fool yourself. Let the change happen and go with it, because it will take you to some amazing places. So congratulations, and I'll see you next month. Take care.